Hi, everybody. This is Joseph Vogely of Stoegele Films. I am the co-writer, the director, and the creator of the new slasher sensation, Specimen 6, which will be out on DVD June 2020. This is another episode of Stoegele Films Reviews, so welcome. Welcome here, right here with me. A lot of crazy stuff going on in the world right now today, so I thought I'd start making some videos. Everybody that joins us over on our Facebook page saw that I had done a Stoegele Films Live, and I did it because I wanted to talk about Stuart Gordon, who passed away this morning or last night, whenever it was announced this morning. Very sad today about that. So I decided, since I have a little bit of time on my hands for the next couple weeks because of this whole craziness going on in the world, that I would do more videos. I'm also going to be working on editing for Specimen 6 and whatnot. So I'm going to get to the point. So Stuart Gordon, one of my favorite directors of all time, who directed such classics as Reanimator and Dolls and Robot Jox, has passed away. And so I decided I'm going to do a series of videos each morning reviewing his films. And now, films, not fumes, that doesn't make sense, films. And I will be watching one of his movies every morning, and I will be discussing them with you for at least the next 4, 5, 6 days, because that's what I feel like doing. So today, in memory of Stuart Gordon, I watched the movie Dagon, which was on my list of films of his that I had not seen, and I was like, I'm going to watch it. And boy, am I glad I did. I really love Dagon. So it's based off of a few different stories from H.P. Lovecraft. I will show you my giant H.P. Lovecraft book. Looks kind of weird there, but that's a good story. I love all those stories. I'm going to talk about Dagon, which was produced in 2001, or rather, it came out in 2001. And it starred Ezra Godin, Francisco Ribal, Raquel Morono, and Macarena Gomez. And they're all actually a very talented cast. There's more to the cast. I'm just listing those ones right now because I didn't want to write down too much other stuff. Ezra Godin, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. He played Paul Marsh in the film, and he's like this millionaire tech guy or something that's out on a boat with his girlfriend, and they're wealthy financiers, and a big storm comes in and blows them out to this small Spanish town where all these people are like fish-like people, and they're taken over, and some bad stuff happens. And I don't want to give away too much in this because I don't like to give away too much about these movies. However, I will say that the makeup effects, the monster effects, were so incredible in this film. Everybody that was involved in this, they just look so cool in the film. The people that had these gills, the gills looked really real and nasty, and the blood effects were awesome. There's a part where they cut around a guy's eyes right here, and then cut right here, and then they rip off his entire face and his scalp. That's probably one of the coolest effects I've ever seen in a film. So I was really excited when I was watching this. I was super bummed out Stuart Gordon passed away, but I'm so glad that he made all these wonderful films for us to watch. And I've grown up watching his films, such as Robot Jox being one of my favorites. I used to watch Robot Jox all the time when I was a kid. I'd go to Seattle to go visit my dad, and we'd always rent Robot Jox, or I would beeline it over to where that was at the video store, and I would rent it every time. Jeffrey Combs is actually in Robot Jox, but I'm not going to talk about Robot Jox today. I'll talk about that later. I want to talk about how cool this movie definitely included, Dagon did, the 3 B's of horror movie making, and I think every horror movie needs to have these, and that's blood, boobs, and beasts. And boy, this gives you the blood big time, it gives you the beasts big time, and it gives you just the right amount of boobs, which I really appreciate, because if you're watching a horror movie and it doesn't give you any boobs, I often wonder what was the point? That being said, Raquel Morono as Barbara was very wonderful. She's this lovely, very talented actor in the film. I thought she gave a great performance. Like when she's actually scared, she seems like she's actually scared. And there's a moment near the end. I'm not going to tell you why, but she's hanging by her hands by this chain, and no, Ernie, and she's completely naked. And I was wondering the whole time in the movie, it was like, when is she going to get naked? And then, sure enough, right at the end, it was kind of like this wonderful moment that like had been saving up the whole movie right for that. And I was so thankful for that. It was very lovely. And then she was covered all in this black goo. Now, I thought that like an attractive woman all covered in like fake blood was like the hottest thing. Wait till you see her covered in black goo in this one. 2 thumbs up on that one. I will also say that, oh yeah, Macarena Gomez. I'm sorry, these are like Spanish names and I can't really like roll my R's very well. Sorry, ladies. But she played Ujia Cambaro. And I'm not gonna give away the secret, but she's kind of like a tentacle lady, and she has a really interesting like presence about her, and her face on film is just really fascinating. There was a moment where she is, well, she's a squid lady, right? And so there's this moment where there's about to be like this sexual tension moment, and then the character of Paul Marsh is like right about there, and then he ends up seeing the tentacles and taking off. And I thought to myself, well, tentacles, I could probably see my way around that because she was pretty smoking hot. And tentacle, well, I'm not really into like that like Japanese tentacle porn sort of stuff, but in this movie I could be down with it a little bit. Oh, so, and there's little like cool little things that they add into the film, like Paul's shirt says Miskatonic University, and everybody knows that Miskatonic University is mentioned all over the place in the Cthulhu mythos and H.P. Lovecraft stories. Dr. Herbert West went to Miskatonic University, etc., etc. So that was really cool, and Stuart Gordon really like put a lot of these things in there. I mean, he's really like the foremost like H.P. Lovecraft adapter, and so he knows what he was talking about. He's also like up there with Edgar. I mean, up there for making Edgar Allan Poe adaptations. So this story was based loose, not loosely. It's like quite well on the Shadow over Innsmouth and Dagon and a couple of the other stories that H.P. Lovecraft wrote. So in the end, I want to recommend to everybody, go out, watch Dagon. It's on Amazon. I just rented it for $3.99 and it was totally worth the $4. And since we're all sitting inside, not going to the movie theater for stuff, you got no reason not to. So I also have this on VHS, but I didn't want to dig around all my VHSs because I have about 600 or 700 VHSs, and that would have taken me a little while to find it. So, and I wanted to watch it in like high def. So it was totally worth it. Stay tuned over here to Stoegele Films, and I will have more reviews for you coming up very soon. Tomorrow I will be rewatching Reanimator. Tomorrow morning, because that one never gets old, and I got a lovely story about Jeffrey Combs to tell everybody, who stars in Reanimator, and Barbara Crampton, who also stars in Reanimator. So, all right, well, thank you, everybody, and I hope you're all getting through this just fine. So good luck and good night, to paraphrase and butcher somebody else's phrase. All right, you take care of yourselves. I'll talk to you soon.